Hi, my name is Sean Heminger, and I am entering Charlie Reese of Copan, Oklahoma, for the drawing for Land Makeover, however you want to say it, because Charlie has been such an inspiration to me as a hunter. When I was in high school, I went hunting with my family and back in Minnesota, and then when I moved to Oklahoma for college and stayed in Oklahoma after being married. Um, I got out of hunting. I didn't know where to go. I didn't have the equipment. My wife and I, we were really just honestly, we were poor, so I could not afford a rifle and justify the expense for something that at that time was only about 7 days. Now, Oklahoma has made the season longer. Well, long story short, I ended up with some extra cash on hand. I learned about bow season being 3 months and you can use a crossbow. And I'm like, well, this is something I really want to do, and so I bought a crossbow, and I didn't know anything about bow hunting. And Charlie's daughter was friends of ours, and so she came over one day to pick something up, and we were talking for a few minutes, and she said her parents were in the car. So I'm like, "What are you doing? Leaving them in the car? Bring them in." So they ended up staying for several hours, and Charlie and I hit it off. And he became such like a father-like figure to me in many ways. But one of the things that he did when he learned I wanted to get into hunting, he asked to see the crossbow, and then he started talking about his and what he uses. And Charlie's like, "Hey, let me take you out." Charlie took me out to public land. He showed me where he used to hunt public land before he had his property. He showed me this is where I put my stand. This is where I would sit. He showed me several different areas. He then also let me know, because I didn't know, still didn't know anything. I was just still in the learning process. He gave me rage heads, broadheads. I didn't even know anything about broadheads. I was thinking you could use a field tip. I'm so grateful that I never went out prior to meeting Charlie. And then he was like, "Hey, I think I have an extra stand." So he gave me a climber. He bought a new seat for that climber. He bought me a harness, gave me some pointers on where to go to learn more and how to use it. In the beginning, he would even text me just different questions because he knew I wanted to learn. And then if I made a mistake in my response, he would then tell me what to do. Or give me like, "Hey, this is actually what you want to look for in this situation," or talk about the wind. And so anyway, Charlie not only physically took the time and effort to help me out, he also provided the resources that I couldn't afford at that time in my life so that I could be effective and have the right equipment. But he also gave me just shared a lot of knowledge and just discuss things with me. Oh, and I didn't even say this. Charlie, there's a public land near his house. My first deer I took was a small buck on the public land near his house. And Charlie is like, so I'm excited, and I'm like texting him, "I got one." And he's like, "Where are you at?" So he's like, "You want help tracking?" He came out, helped me, showed me how to track, showed me how to clean deer, and he did that several times. To this day, if I'm near him, he will come out and help me find that deer and help me clean it, help me haul it out of the woods. And now I feel like I can do those things on my own, but it's so wonderful having someone there who's willing to invest in you and help you. And especially in those early days, if it wasn't for Charlie, I don't know if I would have stuck with it hunting. So I just have so much gratitude towards Charlie, and I can never repay him for all that he's done for me in my life, not just in hunting and those things, but also just as a personal friend. Now, that's why I believe he should be one person to consider for winning this prize. He has 30 to 40 acres of land. He has different terrain. He has open field. He has different woods. He has a pond that people have done duck hunting on in the past. And so he has a very diverse diversity. He used to use about 3, 4 stands, but now he's down to just using one stand pretty regularly because we pattern the deer over there. And he had talked about wanting to have like a food plot and other stuff, but I just think that he doesn't have the resources or the knowledge to do it. So I think that this package, or to win this prize would mean the world to him, to create that land that he's always wanted to have. And I think that it would be such a blessing. And one thing that I think is amazing is Charlie is a little bit on the older side, trying to be as considerate as possible with that. Is his daughter, our mutual friend, is potentially going to be inheriting. So this is for him to win, and for him to be able to develop his land. Develop his land is not just for his sake, but it's also for the generational. It's for his daughter and for her potential kids, and so that I could see this being used for decades and far past now. And anyway, I hope I did an adequate job of describing Charlie's property and why he should be considered for this. And I thank you for your time, and you guys have a great one. Bye bye.